Gilda had Gilda and Feather had sat down for breakfast. They ate, Gilda eating bacon and eggs, whilst Feather ate eggs and hay. Gilda drinking along with it some milk with some toast, which Feather also had. Gilda also had some ham. Also, you can clearly see the distinctness between them. Griffins are, well, they could be herbivores. Or carnivores. Basically omnivores. They can eat either of their choosing. However, ponies decided to stick to a strict vegetarian diet, with few exceptions. Some eat fish, mainly unicorns. It's a source of strength. Me, as they eat, I had began stretching my legs. I'd stretched and began working out. I didn't really lift anything, I just began stretching out my body, preparing my muscles for another extensive day. God knows what I would be doing. You never really know when a battle may emerge. I always trained myself to be ready for anything. I mean, I remember when assassins were coming after me whenever a bounty was placed on my head by bandits. My best friend turned out to be an assassin and tried to kill me. Again, I had to be ready for anything. The methods I had done were heinous. I had no choice. His wings had turned crooked. His soul had turned corrupt by the greed of money. What I had done was no better, but I had asked for forgiveness. No more do I, for I feel I have been forgiven. What I had done out of anger, which I regret. I had found out that he had killed a child. Killed a child. How I know this? He said he would kill me like the rest, and I would be simply nothing but in payment. He had explained how he had killed many. He had even gone to horrific methods. So what I had done was, well, different. Whenever he had me on the ground trying to stab me, I'd end up disarming him and breaking his wrist. And then I had dislocated his arm, pushing him onto his back, and then began choking him. He struggled, but I kept my grasp. I kept up my strength as he kicked. It was raining. He was kicking. He was pushing aside the muddy dirt. His eyes looking at me, no longer in, well, as a hunter, but as the prey. The predator has turned into prey. As I have crippled him. I have crippled the bird. And now he will be, well, he will be slayed. I had to. Once his life had faded from his body, that very same night, I had cried. Because I had killed my friend. I did not cry from the fact that he had tried to kill me, but that it had to end like that. I had begged and pleaded with him for nearly 20 minutes to just stop. But he did not. He had chose it on himself. But I wish that there would have been a way. That's why I'm always prepared. However, if there was ever a choice, I would rather my own life be taken than my friend's. I take Gilda and Feather as my friends. Even if Gilda is a pain in my side, I digress. Gilda is my friend. Nothing more and nothing less. If I am to think any more of her, well, I may as well hang myself. To become married to one such as that, with that personality, it would leave the marriage rather questionable. I digress. In my time as a Crusader, I had worked odd jobs. Killing bandits and vanquishing trolls. And I had killed giants. From the bandits that dwelled in the caves and the vampires that lurked in the night, to the giants that opposed and towered over us. I had slain many. However, none had proved as a worthy opponent as the creatures of these worlds. These worlds would have many opponents, new. I would wonder what magical abilities they would possess, and if I would be able to learn new magics. Well, Feather has been pestering me to teach him some of the new magics that he has seen me use. I have shown him magics, and I have told him, on our journey, I promised I would teach him a magic. A few. To be honest, they are not very powerful. However, they are pretty useful. I even plan to teach him a conjuring spell. A very powerful one at that. For if he ever needs it, he will have it. I know Feather. I see the goodness in his heart. For I believe in him, not only in his character, but his soul. Gilda would probably rat me out for bits. There is no doubt in my mind. However, she does seem loyal. And the fact when I show my more opposing side, she gives me bedroom eyes, which I rather look away from. In my time of adventuring, many women have wanted to lay, but I have not wanted to indulge in those fantasies. For they may have wanted to lay, but I did not want to uphold that offer, that responsibility. At this very moment I was sharpening my blade Even though it had enchantments, I still tried to keep my mind busy. I stretched, putting on my gear and walking outside. I stared out to the beautiful sunrise, a new dawn to a new day. Furthermore, I was quite impressed. To say the least, this town is of quite the indulgement. From the market to the many who dwell in it, the inhabitants. I ended up walking among many of the markets, and eventually I passed a corner where I had seen some interesting characters. Among these characters were a few. Mercenaries for hire, bodyguards for hire. Few were griffins and some were ponies. Earth, Pegasus, unicorns. However, one on the side piqued my interest the most. Not a guard for hire nor a merc. A simple, mere street peasant. I pitied them, that they would never truly find something fulfillful. However, that did not matter, as I always prayed for their soul. I always prayed that they'd find something. I went up. They looked up at me and smiled. It was a diamond dog. However, this was a female. The way she looked at me with hopeful eyes. Behind my helmet I had beamed. It was like a child asking their mother for candy, and I would indulge. I opened my side pouch, pulled out an amount, leaned down, and hefted it in. A generous amount, to say the least. Money was not of importance to me. I would let the others handle their own as I would handle mine. I had hefted over a mere 50 bits. Some may toss in 2 or 3, I tossed in 50. Mainly because I know that she would be able to buy a few things with it. Some clothes, some clean water, food, and a room for a few days. Or maybe be able to buy a pack. She may even be able to buy a backpack, a rucksack or a satchel, and a tool, and begin chopping wood or mining, whatever they do. As I had walked away, she had, out of the corner of my eye, I noticed she walked behind me. A distance, of course. Whether she was going to mug or rob me was beyond me. However, I kept my faith. She looked young, to say the least. I kept my faith. I had begun writing. As I laid the pencil into my satchel, I had written another entry in my diary to keep track of my thoughts. I stopped around the corner and waited. Eventually she came around. But once she had came around, here's what I had done. When no one was looking, thankfully, as I had taken my hand to put it on her mouth and yanked her into the alleyway with me. Once she had stopped struggling, I had let go. She turned and looked at me, and I looked at her. And I had said, "Listen, miss, whatever you want, you could simply ask me. I only took this precaution because, well, I didn't know what you were going to do. So, if you have a request, indulge me. What do you need?" She looked at me and said, "Well, mister, I was wondering if..." Immediately I knew that she was not like the rest of the diamond dogs. The rest were more dominant. She seemed more submissive. I was wondering if you... well, you heft over quite a bit of bits, and I was wondering if you had a job that I could do. I know that sounds a bit high, but I've been asking many people, and I can't seem to find a job due to me being a diamond dog, and I had dealt with the same thing when I was choosing sides. The Imperials did not allow freedom of religion, and the Stormcloaks discriminated. So I never really understood. Thusfor I frowned, put my hand on her shoulder, and told her, "If you are to join, you must understand. Joining me and my friends, you will be a part of my friend circle, and you will embark on a dangerous adventure with us. I could already tell you have useful talents, and adding you to my friendship circle will prove good. I already have a pony, and a griffin. A diamond dog to bring along would be interesting." Her eyes lit up as she hugged me, yelling thank yous. I knew at that very moment that I had made another friend in this world of weirdness. Now I had a party of 4, including me, of course. I knew that the next adventure would be longer, that the next day would be longer, and tomorrow we would set out